what we're going to do is make this pretzel dessert. But what I like about this dessert is you can lighten it up. You can lighten it up sugar-wise using sugar-free pudding. You can also lighten it up using no-fat cream cheese. You can lighten it up using the light Cool Whip. However, I'm using, and this is going to be sort of, because I've got light Cool Whip, I've got regular cream cheese, but I've got 2% milk. Okay, we're first going to make the crust. And I don't know about you, but I'm not really into this cleanup stuff. Are you? You know, make it simple, make it easy. Where'd you go, Pat?
Sit down.
No. Oh, nice try. Come on.
I'm trying to get myself out.
What I did is
I'm trying to
I got the rolling pin.
myself out of work.
And you're going to take your pretzels, put them in a Ziploc type bag. You know, and if you ever got to crush cookies or chips or anything like that, just put them in a Ziploc type bag. It's just so much easier. Now, when you do this, you don't want these real fine. You want them kind of chunky.
Yeah, that's what I do. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't you like chunky pretzels? There, I think that's good. Does that look chunky to you? Okay, let's see. Let's see if we got 2 cups. You hold the bag, and we'll do a little measure. We might have to chop some more in here. Or not.
I think
There's 1 cup.
So we transfer it into another
Well,
bag.
no. We got to. I was afraid I didn't put quite enough in there. Oh, yeah, that'll be enough. Yes, sir. Yeah, we're coming along now.
I could eat. Do you want me to eat some?
Well, don't eat any of that. It's going to mess up our count.
Oh.
But you can have some of this because I've got plenty. I can tell. Okay, we're gonna have these mashed up here real quick. Now, yep, that looks good, don't you think? Does that look good to you? Oh, yes. Nod your head. Yes. Okay, now we're gonna heap up a cup because I was a little skimped that last time. There we go. Now,
wonderful.
When you get this recipe card, it has instructions. We're not going to use them. It says, place the crushed pretzels in a large bowl. And then you're going to stir in 2 tablespoons of sugar, but we're not going to use a bowl. Why? We don't want to clean up that bowl. There's 1 spoonful of sugar, 2 spoonfuls of sugar. That'll make the medicine go down.
Yeah.
Then it calls for 2 tablespoons of butter. And when I was packing to come, I put all my refrigerated things in the cooler with an ice pack around it, a couple ice packs to keep it nice and cold. And on the way over here, and I look at the temperature on the van front, and it's saying 12 degrees, and I'm going, oh yeah, I really need to chill stuff down. So then I had to get here and take stuff out to warm it up. Okay, now you're going to mush that together. Okay. Let's seal it. I'm not judging. I want you to mush.
Okay. I'm really good at this one. Okay, it's mushed.
Oh, no, you're not done mushing yet. You got to mush a little more.
Okay.
Now, if you do choose to use a bowl, this will be in your instructions. You keep mushing. You put your crushed pretzels in a large bowl. You want them coarsely crushed, not fine crumbs. Oh, yeah, that's looking good. Stir in 2 tablespoons of sugar. Yep, did that. And then work in the butter with no big chunks when no big chunks are left. You may need to use your hands for this step. You're using them. And then, here is the hard part. It says, place in the bottom of a 9x9 baking dish. Have you ever tried to find a 9x9 of these? There is 7x7s, there's 9x11s, there's everything, but there is not 9x9s. So tonight, since we aren't using the bowl,
okay,
we're going to use this bigger one. Now, when I made this recipe at home, I'm going to be honest with you. What I did is, well, we were having friends over for dinner one night, and I was going to thought, well, I'll try this recipe on them. Well, when you put it in a 9x13, because typically isn't that what we do? We've got family stuff.
Right.
I just doubled everything. It really made a nice, thick dessert in a 9 by 13 pan. Tonight we're going to do it the way the recipe says for a 9 by 9. And if you use one of those glass dishes, it'll be fine. If you use one of these, this is going to be a little bit thinner. It'll taste the same. How you coming?
Well, it's a lot of work.
This will look good on your resume, won't it?
Yes, 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 it will. I think it's good, don't you?
Oh, this is just lovely. Now we're going to put this in here. And when you're at home, then you can go ahead and just put that in the refrigerator and chill it. But, you know, we're not going to do that. We're going to just spread those crumbs out, the crust now. This is now our crust. And now next what we're going to do, Pat, is we're going to make the next layer. And this has got, well, actually 4 layers. So we're going to do the next layer. The next layer is, now we do take a bowl.
Okay.
And we're going to take our instant pudding. Be sure it's instant.
Okay.
Have you ever done that? People are having flashbacks. Oh. We put that in the bowl. And then it calls for 1.5 cups of milk. And I just measured that out at home. So I know it's 1.5 cups.
Okay, very good.
Let's just put that down here. And then it calls for pumpkin puree. This is the, canned pumpkin. I did open a can. I know if any of you have been listening to me on the radio, I've been putting pumpkin in the deep freeze like, if I tell you what, if the world comes to an end, come to my house. We will live on zucchini and pumpkin.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we'll all
We will be so healthy. Now, how many of you, do you can your own pumpkin or make your own pumpkin? Do you cook up any of them? We have a few. Do you ever cook up your pumpkin and it's got too much moisture in it? Kinda. There's pumpkins that cook up nice and bake up nice and thick, and then there's some that's just more watery. If it's more watery, take your pumpkin, put it in a saucepan, low heat. If you put it on high heat, it'll come back to you fast. Oh. Low heat. And just let that heat draw out some of that moisture out of that pumpkin. And then it'll take out that excess moisture. Use it just like you would your pumpkin. This is just pumpkin out of the can. Not the pumpkin pie mix. This is just straight pumpkin. So if you put up your own pumpkin, obviously you can make this recipe. And typically a can of pumpkin will have 2 cups in it. So I just measured out 1 cup of that too. And put it in there. There we go. One lick.
Let me. No, I'm good, really.
Okay. Now it calls for a cup of pumpkin puree, and it calls for 1/4 teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice. I use a 1/2 teaspoon. Why? Because I like it.
It's the way I cook too. The motto: if a little is good, a lot.
Except for nutmeg.
Yeah. And cloves.
Gotta be careful with them. Okay, now stir this up.
Okay.
You thought you were done, didn't you?
Yes. Yeah.
And it says just whisk that till smooth.
Okay. All right. It's getting
Now
there.
this is in your directions. We're doing this just like the directions say.
Yeah. This is
Well,
okay.
pretty close anyway.
All right. That looks good. Does that look good to you?
Are you happy with it?
I am so happy with
Oh,
this pumpkin.
let's go for it.
I am so happy.
There we go.
Oh,
We'll
okay.
do just now we're going to, here is, I don't want to call it the hard part, but your pretzels they're not baked in there, they're not firm. So if you plop this in there, what's going to happen to your pretzel? Yeah. And you'll have crust along the side and you'll have pumpkin in the middle. So I found if I just kind of dab it in first. There you, yeah. Doesn't sound like anybody's breathing out there. Pat, I can hear her.
Yeah. I'm just afraid you're going to ask me to do something because this is just, I know, but this is just,
You know,
wow.
and by the way, I am always looking for recipes. Have you heard me doing that whining thing lately? That I'm looking for recipes for 2015. So if you have any that you would be willing to share, the best recipes, honestly, the best recipes I get are shared recipes. Because people have tried them, they like them and want to pass them on. So if you ever want to do that, now we're just going to kind of, yes, I can hear, is there any questions?
Yes, because I honestly, am I the only one with this problem? Because when you make a dessert or a salad like this, it is really easy to mess it up. Oh, like I'm the only one. Because
Let us help you. We're here to help.
yes, because
You're making it too hard, aren't you?
yes.
Yes, you would have mushed those pretzels down to a sawdust,
They
wouldn't
would have
you?
all been
Yes,
together.
yes.
Everything would have been mixed
But
in there
because of
together.
control, learning control,
And that is why you have your own radio program and I do not.
Actually, when I got my radio program, does anybody remember Win Speece from Yankton Radio Station?
Yes, I do.
Win Speece did Neighbor Lady show for over 63 years. She was one neat lady, a really neat lady. And one day I'm going down the road, and the Lord speaks to me a lot. And he said, Delores, I think you need a radio show. I'll check with Win. I called Win Speece. She was still doing her program. And I said, Win, I would love to come and meet you and Harry. She said, come on up. They lived in Yankton. They were in a low housing or assisted living. So I went up there, and they were the neatest people. And Harry was so proud of Win, and she showed me her book that she had written and had gobs of recipes in it, but it had her life story, which was over 60 years at that time.
Wow.
And I said, I'm thinking about maybe doing a radio show. I'd done a lot of TV, and I authored 15 books, and I've gotten to create fabric for a couple, 2 or 3 companies, and that sold in Walmart, and I've gotten to do some fun things. I want to do radio. She said, go do it. I said, what would you tell me against it? She said, just go do it. So I went and met Paul Scott Posey, and I said, could I meet with you? I've got a proposal. And he said, sure. So don't lick it out. Don't.
No danger here.
So I met with him and Gil, and I said, I've got this idea. I'd like to do a show with recipes. And they said, really? And I said, yes. And they said, okay. And I said, okay. And they said, yeah, okay. When do you want to do it? And I said, well, the Lord hadn't quite got that far with me.
Get back in the car.
No. I said, how about Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays? And they said, okay. And they said, what do you want to call this? And I thought, well, it did come from the Lord. I'm a true believer in that. And I said, from my home to yours? And they said, okay. And they said, when do you want to start? And I said, Monday. And they said, okay. And we've been doing it ever since. So, yeah, amazing. Life is just an amazing ride, isn't it? We're on this roller coaster of life, and we're going up hills, and we're getting, some hills are kind of tough, and then we have that downhill slide, and we go around curves, and we continue on, and life goes on, as this dessert should go on. So now, here's another thing. It says, we got the pumpkin stuff on.
Yeah,
now we're going to put the
we
cream
did that.
cheese in the bowl. That's our cream cheese. We're going to put that in the bowl. Let's do this like this. And we're going to just kind of chunk that up. Boy, I'm sure glad I kept that cool.
Yeah, that makes it so easy to work with.
Yeah.
Now, speaking about your radio show, though, you do a lot of other things.
I do.
You do. Tell us a little bit about
What I do?
what else.
That's what my
you do.
husband
Here.
wants to know
Yeah.
most of the
What
time.
what do you do?
How
It
did
sounds
get
like-
on? Oh, I don't know.
It sounds like you can probably do whatever you'd like
I'm
to
actually
do.
a certified lay speaker.
Yes.
And so recently I've been doing services at the Niobrara Presbyterian Church, the Niobrara Lutheran Church, the Lutheran Church, Lindy Lutheran Church, the Center UCC Church, and the Creighton UCC Church.
Right.
And so when I went to church last Sunday, the pastor went, "Really, Delores, you're here?" I said, "Yeah, nobody else wants me." But I am a certified lay speaker, and I enjoy doing that.
And how long have you been doing that?
Oh, a long time. Probably, I don't know, maybe 15 years.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
yeah, quite a while.
And you have a shop.
I have a shop, Main Street Verdigris, next to the phone booth,
Okay.
so it's easy to find.
Okay.
Not many places can say they got a phone booth.
Is it still
mean-
working?
You know what it is. And matter of fact, I talked with the phone company and I said, if you ever want to sell that, I want to buy it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people like to get their pictures taken in it. And it is kind of fun to see how many you can get in a phone booth.
Yeah.
Now,
Okay.
we're gonna mix this up a little bit.
Okay.
And I went ahead and put a teaspoon of vanilla in there. Do you just use the cap to measure? Yeah, I do too. Why would you want to wash a spoon? I just don't know. So we're going to mix that up. We're going to get that a little. I think I better shut that off. I think I better shut that off again before we put the sugar in there. We're going to put in half a cup of sugar. Remember that about the calories, you know, cutting the sugar back? Well, you probably could use a sugar substitute.
How does the sugar? Oh, never mind.
Whoops! Did you see that fly out of there?
Yeah.
I didn't.
How do you find sugar substitutes with baking?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I am real careful with that because I have messed up some stuff. Have you ever baked something and then had to throw it out because of sugar substitutes and cut back some? And until you can figure it out, and I really haven't figured out just exactly what works.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. Because if you haven't figured it out,
Well,
probably can't be.
I probably should tell you I really like sugar. So.
Do you like butter too?
Oh, butter, yeah.
Who doesn't like
And
butter?
grease. And chocolate. But now, you know, now what they're saying about chocolate, it's for medicine. It's in medicinal purposes. And so I'm
So
thinking.
what can you do, really? You have
Well,
to take care
I have
of
to have my
yourself.
medicine every once in a while.
Yeah. You have to take care of yourself.
Yes, and I have a friend, she come in the other day and she had 2 Hershey bars and she said, I brought medicine. I said, well, we better have some.
You have really good friends.
Yes, yes. I've been known to wash a Snickers down with a Diet Coke.
Who would ever do that?
Yeah, there's 4 of us here.
I'm a Diet Coke. Oh, is this on? I'm a Diet Coke addict.
Diet Coke addict.
It's a
Have you
curse.
tried it with a Snickers?
Of course.
No, we put the cream cheese in the bowl and we beat with the hand mixer till smooth.
Oh,
yes, we
okay,
did that.
we're
And we
so-
added our half cup of sugar and we added our vanilla and we beat that all nice. And now we're going to fold in the rest of this. Oh, I was so glad when I got here and checked my Cool Whip. One of the first shows I did, it was up in Atkinson, and I kept all my ingredients together in my freezer, and I grabbed them, and I went up there and did my show, and it called for Cool Whip, and I opened it up, and it was melted chocolate ice cream. Of course, I blamed Grandpa Bob, because he was supposed to eat it. Now we're going to put in that other half of that. We put in a
Okay.
half a tub. Now we're going to put in the other
All right,
half,
very
and we're
good.
going to mix that up a little bit.
So where is Grandpa Bob tonight?
He's in his recliner, the one that when his legs go up, his eyes go down. I have one just like his.
Well, I have
Yeah.
one just like him.
Yeah, yeah. Have you
At
noticed
home.
that?
Yeah.
When your legs go up, your eyes go down. There's it's probably a medical thing.
Probably nothing a little chocolate wouldn't take care of.
I'm sure. I'm sure. Now,
Okay.
we're going to.
Where are we?
We're, well, we weren't really supposed to put that last half of that.
Don't you think
This is a very flexible recipe.
Don't you? I love whipped cream, so
Do ya?
good.
We're just short one layer. But what would I say? It'll taste just fine.
I'm sorry, but I know it's my fault. Because,
Just a minute, I'm trying to come up with something.
and that's why I should be standing clear over here. I tried to warn you. I was just like,
It's just fine. Next year you'll be making hors d'oeuvres for this thing.
yeah, somehow
And I'm
I don't see
thinking,
it.
cutting up all those little carrot sticks, all those little celeries, cutting
You
up
know, if it
all
was-
those little cheeses. Wow. I'm for mixing the last half of the Cool Whip in. Let's get her done.
You know, actually, my idea for the evening was mini corn dogs, and Taco Bell sells wings. That's what I had to contribute. But so you're just lucky.
You
I
had
wasn't
you had to
in-
do wings? You did wings? You did
No,
wings?
they wouldn't let me do
They wouldn't let you
anything.
do
All
wings.
I'm saying.
Now, we put our cream cheese layer in there, and now pretend we put another layer of Cool Whip on top. Or not. Now, medicine. Now, it called for one of those that, yeah, don't you love it when you read these recipes? It calls for a half of an extra large Hershey bar.
So you eat the other half.
Well, then I was at the store, and I'm going,
Those are tiny.
and if you only need half, but they do suggest that you chill it, have it chilled. But you know what I was thinking about this? Because, my mind wanders. Not everybody thinks about how they're going to grade chocolate as they're going down the road, but oh, I do. And I'm thinking, this would even be kind of neat with just those little mini chocolate chips. And if I would have thought of that before, I wouldn't be doing this now.
But you do have to finish this. Boy, that's going to take a long time.
No, because real soon you're going to be doing it. And
Wow. Should
see,
you be,
it's
shouldn't
maybe.
you be using the
You know
other
what?
side?
You know what I think?
Shouldn't you
We,
be
we didn't do quality control. What if this is no good? Is it okay?
I don't know, just a minute.
If you
Yeah.
need more,
Do you have more?
oh yeah, if it needs more, we got more medicine. I mean,
just realized when I turn to hide myself, they can see me right there.
good, because then they're not looking at me.
If I get right behind.
Is this a half of a bar? How's your medicine? Did you take your medicine?
I need more. Hey,
No,
that
this
works.
is, see,
Hey, that works.
Isn't that working slick?
That works.
We're not feeling very well. You need some medicine?
All I have is this. And I think if I don't eat it, I'm going to.
You'll be sorry tomorrow. I'm telling you. The cold out there, you never know what's going to be coming on. So,
That looks really good.
this is an antique. I am just sure of it. I got it when we were married 46 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you want me to hold it?
Nah, we'll just throw it in the thing.
Okay.
So that is it. That is all there is to it. Now you're going to chill this and enjoy it. And it also lasts good in the refrigerator. You know, if it's a couple days, you can make it up a couple days ahead of time. It'll be fine. Is that not an easy recipe?
It's wonderful.
And you don't have too much to clean up. I was going to have a cost breakdown on it, just so you'd know. And you know what? I forgot to do that. But you can see that it's not
It's
not overly expensive, and you can get a nice size pan out of it. So be sure to get your recipe. We'll pass those out so everybody gets
we'll
some.
pass those out
And
on the way
keep in
out.
mind, you can adjust that just a little bit. Be sure to check your chocolate for quality. And we're going to put this on, and we're going to do some drawings, yes?
Yes, we are.
And we're going to give this away, but don't save it for Thanksgiving. Be sure to buy a big sack of pretzels, because the holidays are coming and you can dip them in that almond bark.
You can always use pretzels.
You can always use pretzels.
Always use pretzels.
Always use pretzels.
So.
Thank you very
Okay,
much.
this is
It's
very
been
good.
a delight.
Thank you. Thank you.
Very good.